Hello, everybody. This is Negative Light. I hope you're having a great day. We are about to go into the Nether. And yes, I just had to craft my flint and steel. I'm pretty sure I already had one, but I lost it. There we go. We now have access to the Nether. Let's take that leap of faith, I guess. So the goal today is we gotta find a Nether fortress. Hopefully it doesn't take us forever. Why is the command bot thing not working? Oh, no. Oh, snap. The echo. What echo? Holy cow. Oh, somebody's been here. Okay, I guess we're gonna have to see if we can... Snap. Okay. Come on. Nope. Too early. Darn it. Hey, Martine! How's it going? Ah! I'm hoping I don't hit a piglin or something. I'm doing quite okay. Okay, right there. Ah! I hope he doesn't hit the portal or something. Okay. I think he got bored. I kind of landed in a bad spot. Let's see what the map looks like. You got Mr. Gasty there. Just nothing but lava pools. This is completely useless. Oh, yo! Okay. That's nice. That's not as nice. I need to just capture you, man. I literally... Oh, ow, 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 ow. Okay, we need netherrack. We've got some right there. Yeah, let's place some blocks. Almost tempted to make it too thick. Because knowing my luck, the moment... we're gonna just kind of stop up that lava. And then let's mine some up stuff. I am also doing quite well, so thank you for asking. Command system is up. If you're in my Discord, you'll notice me post a screenshot of a feature that's coming to the stream soon. So I've been talking about for a bit, but the like little exercise commands I have right now, they work still as is, but I'm building up a counting system so we can make that an in segment, and so y'all can also input like multiple, and I do them all at once instead of one at a time throughout the stream. We'll find some other things that can be interactive during the stream, of course, and kind of like help build up the end segment. Okay, so now, where am I going? Okay, I gotta get up here. I don't know how I lucked up and spawned right on a fortress with one of those. Okay, what's the best way down? I think going that way is gonna be my best shot. So let's just kind of take it slow and steady. Don't rush through it, because rushing... Oh, let's swap out our boots, too, just so that we don't have to deal with piglins. Okay, any ghasts? Nope. Taking it low and slow. Do y'all hear, like, a little, like, radioactive tick? Are y'all hearing that at all? I'm hearing like a little like radioactive. Is that like always been there or something and I'm just now noticing it? Okay, I'm just deaf, which isn't shocking. Like, that's kind of like 50% of the channel, it feels like, is me not realizing something that's been obvious for a long time. I just feel like covering that bit up and that bit up, just in case. Cover that one. Anywhere where I'm gonna like just randomly fall into an endless void, probably worth covering up. Hello, Mr. Magma Cream. Ooh, quartz. Okay, jump, please, so that I can kill you. I see you staring at me. Let me kill you, please. I will gladly take your... Oh, that was close. You are like... Ooh, okay. Okay. Noted. Okay. Okay. Just very carefully covering everything up. Gonna get some potats real fast and eat. Lest I get myself killed. Okay. Oh. Okay, that is not the way. Okay. It is not the way. Hi. Thank you. I will take your cream. Oh, yeah. Oh, snap. Oh, snap. Okay, are you gonna try to shoot at me again? Okay, okay. Cover up the lava holes, doo-dah, doo-dah, so that I don't randomly die by falling in one of them. Did the gas just disappear again? Of course he did. Oh, sweet, we're like right at the... We're right where we need to be. Awesome. Okay, let's get in here. I didn't realize how close I was to this fortress. I legitimately like planned for half the stream being us basically walking through the Nether and praying we don't die. I should probably cover that up, but I'm not going to at the moment. Will I regret that decision? Probably. Yes. Okay. I got plenty of blocks so I can block up areas for the whatchamacallits. Sounds like we got time to start project. Yeah, I know. We'll definitely have time for that at this rate. As all I gotta do is find one blaze and capture them, and then I'm golden. No, no, off. Bad slimy thing. I don't know what to call you. I know what you're called. You're magma cream. Bad creamy. Yeah. I think I'm just gonna have to dig myself into the fortress. That's what we're gonna do. Oh, someone's already been here. Please tell me they didn't destroy the blaze. No, I saw a blaze. Did someone, like, spawned-proof this? Yeah. Oh, there's blazes. They definitely didn't take it away. Okay. Hello. Ah! Ah! Whoa! Yo! Hey, peace of mind. How's it going? I don't know how we just did that, but that is the most successful nether run I have ever had. I am leaving now, so I do not sully its reputation. For it is not just any nether run. It is the great nether run. Y'all don't realize how happy I am. Yes, all we're doing is getting one thing and leaving. I know. Also, that was epic and totally worth it. Aw, look at the widow slimes. I'm just gonna start calling those fire slimes or something. I mean, that's basically what they are. I need to get XP to fix up my pickaxe. Yes, okay. I now have enough to make the daylight sensor too, so I can automate my home farm. Okay. Just gotta get over to... Oh. Okay. Okay. Say hi to your nephews. Oh, hey! Hey! All of my nephews. Hi, how are y'all doing? Hope you guys are doing good. I am currently trying to navigate my way back to my nether portal, which is up there, without getting a ghast or a magma cube, whatever these things are called, hitting me. And it is not as easy as you would think, because these things are everywhere. Oh, sweet. Okay. Oh, I'm just gonna yeet this guy off there for now, because I don't want to deal with him winding up. Hey! Hope you're doing good, Q. We'll have to code name them at some point. Oh, I have been added somewhere important. Let me do a couple quick steps, because I have not shared my stream with a couple people. So let me do that real fast, and then we'll be good to set up the blaze burner. And then me and Martine are working on the path a little bit more. I have been recording bits and bobs of that process using what is it called? Replay mod. Replay mod's really nice. No, I don't want to end the stream, you stupid piece of software. I think that's what I did. I accidentally clicked end stream. There was like one night where the stream just randomly ended on me. I'm just gonna post it here. Hey, working on some fun projects. Okay. So that nether run was much shorter than planned. I am assuming that Z would want me to go to bed because he's gonna die otherwise. Martine, as a note, I already lit up the whole path. So like there's a good, I want to say 15, 20 block distance where mobs won't spawn along the whole path now, which is good. I need to just add a thing where like I can have cinematics show up so that I can like transition. So like, cause I have like a whole cinematic of me clearing out, my half of the path, but let's go ahead and finish this. Oh man, this build has a whole video on it, and it was missing one thing. Oh yeah. And now I can actually, I believe, automate making andesite. That's gonna be one of the builds I do in the near future. But I'm gonna go get all of my cobblestone. So we're building the path out of cobblestone. I think I'm gonna convert most of my cobble into. I'm gonna convert some of mine into slabs. So we're not spending as much. But let me, I do need to do one thing. Let's see here. Daylight sensor. Oh, I need glass to do that. Never mind, I'm too lazy. I'll get glass in a minute. Let me go ahead and put some sand in my thing. One of the things I'll be building soon is a smeltery. I'll probably make a video on that guy, kind of like what I did with the workshop, where I plan it out in my create testing world. And then, how much sand do I have? Do I not have that much sand? Ooh, that's not good. Oh, wow, okay, I like have none. I am very shocked at this. I will need to go get sand soon. I haven't needed any glass though, so that's probably why I haven't noticed. Actually, I probably could just swing by GF's and use the villagers. I'm pretty sure he has a glass trade. Him and Z. Let me see where I was added. Why I was added. Oh, that's just the stream check-in thing, adding the people who are joined. So, yeah, we are gonna get started on this. So let me go ahead and transition. I do need to do one last thing. There we go. And let's start the recording of this guy. So let me just walk y'all through the path that we've been working on. This was the subject of some of the more recent streams. So I've got this little path going up this way. This is where it really starts on my end. You go up here, then you'll hook a right, and you're just gonna go straight for a good bit here. My side's a little bit more wiggly wobbly because I've got a couple just too large to terraform around obstacles. But honestly, it's not that bad. I do need to clean this bridge up. This bridge is kind of ugly. I don't like it. I'm going to work on it some in the near future. And then you get up here, and then we get to where we were working on one stream where we made this big old bridge. It's really cool. Shows up nice on the map. And it's like we just got a really good design. I definitely think we'll have to clean up a little bit more on the sides. Now I'm looking at it, like some of these trees are just a little closer than we maybe need. And then we got all the way over here where we got Martine's base. And so we'll be connecting ours up. And then, oops. Yes, I added mini HUD finally. I think like the last 3 streams I mentioned it. So once we have this, I believe the game plan is to do something to connect us up to a station that I believe GF is building here. And that will connect us up all the way over here. And this is where, so this is our villager trading center. This is a wheat farm, and this is our iron farm. And so that'll connect us all up there. I'll be talking with GF about maybe setting up shipments so that we can just get a drop of like iron blocks or something. And I know Helix is somewhere over this way too, which is good. Gives us a lot to work with, a lot to work toward. But the first thing is just making this path way more obvious, make it nice and clean, make it nice and fun to work with. So yeah, also, how are y'all feeling about it, chat? How are y'all feeling? Got any suggestions for the path? We're going to be using cobble for, at least for now, to actually like mark it all the way out instead of just using torches. Although we could technically literally use path blocks, I find that brownish color kind of ugly, if I'm honest. Ooh, I'm going to need more shovels. Let me, yes, I've been using iron shovels. It's because I don't want to deal with putting on mending. Actually, one stream is going to probably be dedicated to me building up a mob grinder because, man, do I need XP. Though, there's some stuff that we're planning soon server-wide that, yay. It's gonna take some effort. Because we're gonna be in this together. Actually, this tree can probably come down. I'm gonna go ahead and cut down this tree. Because I don't like it. It can get out of my way. And if y'all notice, like with mini HUD, like I've made sure that my base is just nice and well lit all around, so I'm not having to deal with mob spawns all the time. Because, man, are those things annoying. Looks like you've been playing on the server for a while. Yes, I have been playing on the server for a good bit, honestly. I mean, gosh, I think this is our 4th, 5th episode. You can go back and look in the catalog. I think I've got these in a unique playlist. If not, I need to go do that, actually. These are just independent, like, little episodes where you can kind of sequence them. And then, like, I've been doing something special with the thumbnails. If y'all pay very close attention, I think it looks cool. I think it kind of, I don't know. Once the series is over and y'all notice what I did, I think y'all will like it. Okay, I do know I'm gonna need probably some stairs, but I'm gonna start by just making two sets of a stack of slabs, and then I'm gonna keep the rest to work with. Oh, yeah. No, I mean, what I'm doing, and mind you, none of these builds are final. I'm setting up the skeletons of all my builds because I want to be using stone brick for the roofs, but to do that I need my mega smeltery. So I'm gonna probably make a video. I've got a couple video ideas that I want to work on. I actually was working on setting up my like video database again because my old one was like okay, but it wasn't good enough for me to really like sit down and start working on ideas. So I changed the plugin I'm using in Obsidian. I swapped from just using databases to using the project system, which gives you a database, a Kanban, a table, and a couple other things. So now I can move my stuff around, allowing me to create a, I'll say more thorough system. So I think what I'm going to do is here, I'm going to just start by making this like a ramp instead of a 1 block slope. I'm just going to use half a block, which does mean this will extend a little bit further forward. Let me go ahead and, let me go get more shovels. I need more shovels. And we're going to put that up there. Shovels. Shovels. Dig a tunnel, dig a tunnel. Dig a tunnel with my shovel. Okay, maybe I put them down in this storage system. So the purpose of cleaning up the path primarily is to, one, make it more obvious, also just to make it look nice, because me and Martine have actually been talking, and probably when we build, I'm wanting to build, and I think we talked about it as a whole group, I'm hoping we're putting our nether hub up on the nether roof. And so I think me and Martine were talking, we're so close, we may as well just use one portal for that. So for now, like, I'll have the portal to access the underneath of the nether, but I have a way to get us up on the nether roof. I'm actually gonna experiment. That's another, like, maybe during a stream or during a video, I'm not sure, but I want to do that too. If y'all can't tell, I've been in like a, how do I make good videos? Yeah, that's true. Cause, was that your tunnel I was seeing down in the nether? Because I saw something that looked like what you build on above ground. Do I seriously only have one? Oh, no, I have 2 more shovels. Okay, let me combine this one and this one because those 2 will get one at full strength, and then I can go from there. Oh, FYI, I got like a haircut recently, and dude, it is so weird having really short hair. I tried to try something different. I'm really not sure it works, so I'm gonna have to fiddle with it. But I got like a family thing tomorrow, so I had to go do it. Otherwise, I probably wouldn't have because I'm too cheap. My family gets mad at me because I still wear shoes. My shoes have just like a straight hole inside of them. I'm not a good example to follow when it comes to taking care of oneself, honestly. See, the thing is like, you can actually make, like, I mean, yes, cobblestone is a ugly block, but I kind of feel like if you use it right, you can make it look nice. Let's see here. Okay, there and right there. And then we'll just kind of dig up a bit, and I'm gonna make a little intersection spot here, and then we're gonna go up to about here, and then we'll kind of go this way, and we'll have it wander a little bit. I might have to draw a center line for me to work with, honestly. FYI, we have no reason to be doubling our resources for this, but that is kind of why I am using the slabs, is because I'm like, you know what? I don't want to run out like 3/4 of the way in and us find out like we barely didn't have enough. So I'm hoping that by like just slightly skimming on stuff, we get away with it. Okay. That looks good. Oh yeah, no, this is a nice like smooth ride down. I'll have to like really make an entry. I've got to clean all this section up here for my base itself. But right now, I think this will be good. And I might want to terraform that spot right there a little bit, but honestly, and like it looks good on the map too, which is a part of kind of what we're doing. So I think now we can use, yep. I'm caught up with chat. Okay. So chat, have y'all checked out the new mace for Minecraft? It seems like it's going to be honestly an incredible block, but what are y'all's thoughts? Have any of y'all played with it? Have any of y'all like watched videos? I do know you can one-hit kill the wither. So I want to try and see if one could build a wither kill chamber where basically like you put, you know, the T for of soul sand, right, down at the bottom. You have dispensers that'll pop off the heads. And then you have up at the top, whatever the height, I think it's 60 blocks is the height required for you to fall on top of a wither and kill it using the mace. So you're sitting there at 50 blocks. It's set to a timer so that when the dispensers fire, it will drop you down just in time so that when you land, you can kill the wither without any damage being incurred to you, and the wither basically being, you know, brain dead for all practical purposes. Okay, I'm going to have it kind of wander this way, which is going to require me making it long on like one end. Oh, hi. Clearly I did not spawn proof enough, which means over this way we're going to take out my torches and we're going to put a torch out there. Oh. Me. There we go. Okay. Ugh. Oh. No. No. Bad. Okay. We're going to put a torch there. I want this road. I'm trying to make this road so that I am never having to worry about, like, even if I'm traveling at night, I don't have to worry about random mob spawns. Like, that's the whole purpose of how lit up my base is, honestly. It's not because I'm worried about mob spawns. It's because I don't want to, or it's not that I need it lit up. It's that I just don't want mobs spawning anywhere near me. Like, once I wake up, I'll show you all the map. Let's see here, J, and then, yeah, so if you, like, look here, if I go to night mode, like, I've lit up a good bit in and around, and, like, if you notice, I've lit up even over a good chunk around this, and then that's Martine's base. She did the lighting there, but I've lit up a pretty good amount of area, even, like, up into the forest around my base. I may need a light up over there, though, because that's kind of close to my house, and, well, I would rather not deal with those. Okay, let's get back to work. Let's destroy, build, destroy. Did any of y'all ever watch Destroy, Build, Destroy on, I think it was Cartoon Network? It would, like, came on right after, Ben 10 Alien Force. Or at least it did back when my family had cable for, like, a month or something. I don't know. It was maybe a year. I don't think we had cable ever very long, but we did have it for a bit here and there. A new margarita recipe? What? Oh. Okay, I'm going to have it pull a little bit that way, and then I'm going to have it kind of go in a bit there. That's going to line me up to be about the right size, so then I just kind of pull it back inward to the 3x3. Yeah, there we go. Okay. If y'all notice, I was already kind of planning the path out when I did this. Hey! It's an insulin. Okay, we're actually going to have it pull a little bit further over. Okay, so we're going to have it do that. We'll do it a second time, and then we're going to have it... We're just going to keep on going at that width till we get lined up. Because, yeah, it's going to be a little bit difficult. Okay, there we go. Okay. So now this section of the path is ready to be kind of carved out. Yeah, that looks okay. I mean, it's not going to be perfect. My bit is a little bit harder because I was trying to kind of make it... my terrain is a little bit more lumpy. And so, yeah. I'm hoping, cross my fingers, that we don't get too far. Or we don't run out of stuff. Luckily, so Insulin has like 27 stacks, I think, of cobble. And that... Are they having like a full-blown conversation in Spanish? I'm pretty sure they're having like a full-blown conversation in Spanish. What the heck? ¿Cómo estás, Java? Bien, gracias, bien, bien. ¿Y tú? Bien, gracias, bien, bien. What the... I feel like they're trying to have a conversation in Spanish, but their conversation is at that point where like a Spanish speaker's sitting there looking at you like, what? What is wrong with this guy? Okay. So actually I need it right about here. So really I just want... Okay, so let's mine up a good chunk of this. I'm gonna have to go find some source of a better source of XP than I have right now. Okay. Ow! Hi! I am currently working towards getting this kinda sorta built up. I don't necessarily want this being 4 wide all the way down, though. So I might just kind of trim it back. 3 wide. There we go. We'll have to figure out siding, too, at some point, but yeah. I mean, it's very basic. And my Spanish is not good. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Spanish is... Like, as an American, Spanish is one of the few languages I feel like if America ever did, like, get a second language as a whole country, I feel like Spanish would definitely be what we go for. Because honestly, like, yeah, we would use it. We would actually use it a good bit. With that being said... Do I think that America is ever actually going to go for that? Nah. Yes, I'm doing additive building. It does not look right. Not one bit. Oh, yeah, no, I'm going to go and do another pass and cover junk up. Yeah, no, like, this is going to show some signs of terraforming. Like, yeah. Or should I instead go for just actually like etching down into the ground itself? One moment. Bum 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 bum. Yeah, shut up. Okay, so, okay, there we go. I should probably pull up the oh, okay, I can see the chat.
Um,
Okay,
um,
there we
Spanish.
go. Hi.
Are you surprised that me and Java were like just rambling in Spanish?
No, I mean, it was one of those things where it's like, wait just a second. Are they like just carrying on? Like, it was more of like the, like at the moment where it's like, hold up. Is that actually like happening? Am I like,
You actually had no idea what was said or what? Like,
No,
you
I
must
know
know.
exactly what was being said. I
Yeah,
kind
I
of
was
put on
gonna
a little
say.
bit of a show of like I didn't, but no, I knew
Yeah, I
what
was
y'all were
gonna
actually
say it's
saying.
like, hang on,
Yeah,
if
that was
Paul
the
doesn't understand this.
yeah, that is quite literally the Spanish 101 like intro day class. Like that's what y'all just used.
Yeah, no, I
Okay.
took German in school. That's the thing. I took German in school.
Interesting. I guess
Like,
that
I
would
didn't
be
take
more
Spanish at
useful for
all.
you though. I mean,
No, 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 no. The
oh,
amount of
not at
people that go on
all.
holiday to Spain. The amount of people that go on holiday to Spain. But I mean, in work life, like if in work, for example, German is more useful. 100% German is more useful. But that's like, for example, if in just day-to-day life, German is pretty useless.
Interesting. So it's
Like,
more
let's
of a
just say,
work life thing. I mean, that's kind of like
yeah.
with Spanish here in the US. I mean,
The thing is, for me, if I had the option of taking Dutch, that would have been more useful to me.
oh, because you actually like use it way more often.
I, that's the thing. I wish I could. I wish I could use it, considering my family is like half Dutch.
Oh,
I'm quarter Dutch, but my dad's half Dutch. He speaks it. Never taught his Dutch kids, even though my grandmother is full.
that's a little weird, I guess. That
No, no, my grandmother's been living in Norway for 60 years, so she just speaks Norwegian to those kids. Even to my
ah.
dad, she does. Even to my dad, she speaks Norwegian.
Oh, okay. So it's just basically like at this point, the Dutch part is kind of a
I mean,
holdover bit, I guess.
no, it shouldn't be. That's the thing. Like,
Oh, okay.
it would also be very, very useful for other reasons in my life at the moment too.
Gotcha. Yeah. Oh,
But
my
yeah,
pick's about to die. That's not good.
I have a mending one here. I literally have a mending
I
pick
have a
here.
mending pick. I just gotta finish. It's running low.
Yeah, you can just take mine. Seriously, if you need
Oh
it, you
no,
can just take
I
mine.
won't need it yet, but I will. I may end up needing one in the
Because my pick
near-ish
is efficiency
future.
5, fortune 3, unbreaking 3, and mending. Like I just slapped all of it on it, and my gear is fully done, pretty much.
Yeah, I think I got like a couple enchantments to put on my armor before I'm like done, but I'm pretty close to being done.
Yeah. Like I mean, I had the things I have not been on since last time we worked on this project. I
Oh,
have not been on, pretty much.
oh, yeah. Oh, I need to swap my boots back out. Yeah.
The
I
thing is,
mean,
I haven't
basically,
really
all
picked
I
it.
did was all I've done really is come up and clean out all this and make it not a forest, and then lit up a good
Yeah.
chunk of it.
Yeah, no, that's the thing with me. Like, I kind other than our like mutual project here, I don't really have a current project going on. I don't know what to do.
Oh. Well, I do know we're probably going to be building a Nether hub soon, and we got the other thing that we're planning to do tomorrow.
Oh, wait, the other thing. Oh, wait, is it that thing? Are you doing that thing tomorrow?
Yeah, we're talking about it in the chat, like not a couple hours, not but like a couple hours ago, I think.
Oh,
Or did we decide to not do it because of time? Because I know a lot of people had time crunches.
I have no idea.
You may want to go to bed. I think there's a bed here. There's a bed right here. Ah! I'm laying down. Hopefully I don't die.
I almost just let a Norwegian swear out there for a second.
Oh man. What? Why are y'all
I
not
almost
getting lit
just
on fire?
I almost just let a Norwegian
No,
swear out.
bad creeper.
I
No.
almost just let a Norwegian swear out. Fuck.
Stop
Oh,
creeping
I almost
creeper.
just. Poof. Honestly, I'm so glad I was able to contain that because it would have been some not very nice words.
Ooh. I'm wondering why exactly those are the ones that are. Those did those phantoms finally just die? Oh, okay, thank God. Like,
Okay, I'm out of that now. Paul, you might want to fill this creeper hole over here.
was that a? Oh snap.
I think the creepers worked in pairs.
Oh, okay. So here's how we cover this up and make it look like this
Yeah,
was
no.
definitely the original terrain. And
On the
there's,
notes of the Spanish, like literally all the Spanish that I learned is stuff that I picked up just on holiday. And
I mean, that makes
I'm
sense.
with some of
That's
my Spanish friends. I'm with some of my
honestly
Spanish friends.
most of the people in the U.S. that really speak Spanish regularly, other than actual um,
Like
Latino
Latinos, like
people. Yeah, other
proper
than
Latino.
Latinos, most of the Spanish we know is just like that conversational Spanish you typically use, and usually that's for people in areas like Texas, where you are going to use it a whole ton. It's not like a occasional thing. You for those people, it is a part of everyday life. I mean, truthfully, I do think because of the U.S., we will kind of. The U.S. is starting to develop more and more into its. The U.S. English is starting to develop more into its own language. I think.
Well, there is a reason we have something called kebab in Norwegian. We literally have kebab Norwegian for a reason, which is basically Norwegian and Arabic mixed together. We
Interesting. Is
basically
that
have like
due to Middle Eastern immigrants or something?
more specifically just Muslim people in general. We just generalized it into kebab Norwegian. There's a lot of Kurdish, Arabic, Turkish,
Interesting.
um, even Somali. A lot of Somali as well. But most of the times it's just general like Arabic terms mixed with Norwegian. Sometimes even I think even Polish. There's a few terms in there, which is not particularly kebaby, but still. It's just very much a general term, if you know what I mean.
No, I gotcha.
It's like basically Spanglish, but Norwegian mixed with a bunch of other stuff.
Yeah, I mean, again, like I think the U.S. is developing its own dialect because of its Spanish.
Yeah. I mean,
Um,
like let's just say whenever I do use the Dutch that I do know, people do tell me I have a very distinct dialect, which is exactly from where my family's from. So it makes sense.
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
and like
A
language
heavy Southern
mixing.
Dutch dialect. A heavy Southern Dutch dialect.
Yeah. Well, it's like the Southern accent of the U.S., which, fun fact, is actually more proper English than British English right now. Ironically.
Surely not. Surely not.
So actually, no. It because of how the language is basically descended. We are more closely related to proper Old English than modern British English.
You could say the same for Icelandic, basically being more related to Old Norwegian than Norwegian.
Yeah,
Because
like it
Icelandic
is.
is basically just Old Norse,
It is. It's
which I
really
can actually
weird.
still read. Like I can still partially read Icelandic to this day.
Interesting.
Same with Faroese. Like I'm fine. Like I can listen to an Icelandic and a Faroese person speak and pick up like 60% of what's going on.
Interesting.
I mean, with a Swedish person, it's like 99% intelligible.
Yeah. Now, I think what's interesting, and I don't know too much about like Norwegian and stuff, but do y'all also have like slang that becomes like core to the language? Oh, hey, we have free leads.
Yeah, no, there's a very much dialectal term.
Yeah.
Very much, like for example, "Öremeleri padde." It's a very dialectal term from southwestern Norway. Like I would not say that in my usual dialect. I would not say "Öremeleri padde." for example.
Huh.
Like I would not say that.
Yeah. Well, like so the big one right now in English is I know the like the favorite one for people to pick on is Riz, which
Oh dear.
to be very honest, it is definitely one of those like, did somebody like drop you on your head words.
I mean, you could say the same for in it instead of isn't it in British English. You could say the same for in it, like.
I mean, yeah,
Literally
you're
in
definitely not
it.
wrong there. I mean,
Or like pudding instead of pardon. Like just pudding.
what in the world? Yeah, like American English definitely has its issues, and I will readily admit that.
Trust me, Norwegian do too. Norwegian does too.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't. I moved it over slightly too much.
Like, the thing is, the issue in Norway is there's so much dialectal variation. It's like, for example, in one dialect, boss, literally boss, means garbage. Whereas in most other dialects, it would be søppel, would be garbage. Literally, boss and søppel mean the same thing.
Interesting.
Yep. But literally, boss and søppel mean the same thing. Do you need more cobble? Or no?
I think I'm good right now. Actually, it's gone a lot farther than I thought. I only had 4 stacks, and I mean, I may not be able to get all the way up to the bridge because my path is a bit more wavy. But
I'll just
that
go
actually
get,
looks
like,
pretty
a few
good.
I'll just go get a few stacks of cobble.
Yeah, if you don't mind, you may maybe start coming down from the path. I'm fine if you use stairs or slabs or whatever you feel like would look
The
better.
thing, I don't trust myself with that stuff. I would rather just provide materials, try to keep a conversation going, not be sort of a project. You know?
Gotcha. Okay.
It
Yeah.
is a joint project, but let's just say it's 1 a.m.
One
Yeah.
you're not too comfortable providing skills for.
Exactly.
No, I'm surprisingly so like I used to me and Blue at one point were wanting to do like adventure maps, and so we had like I actually know how to like we nearly terraformed like a full volcano at one point.
Interesting.
And like I have like
Yeah,
4 or
how many
5
stacks of
building books.
How many cobble? How many stacks of cobble you need?
Truthfully, I don't know off the top of my head.
Alright. I'll just bring like 8. Then we're
Yeah.
never gonna run out.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we're gonna use all of it, but we
I mean, either way,
probably will definitely use a good chunk because like
efficiency wise, it doesn't make sense to run back and forth like 10
no, yeah, I
times.
gotcha. I mean, we're gonna know well before we get to the point where we're gonna need to be refreshed. So
Yeah. I mean, I guess it's good to just have a bunch of stuff laying around anyway.
yeah, I mean, and luckily once I have the path down, I'll probably go through with the saw and do another like cleanup run and get more trees out and then put in like other stuff.
Hey, we got dark joining us. Hey, hello.
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 Aloha.
Okay. I think what I'm gonna do. Because I need this to
Do we
line
still have
up.
the chest up here? We still have the chest up here, don't we?
Yeah, we have
we do.
chests of stuff.
I'm just gonna put all of the cobble in here.
Yeah, that works.
God, I swear to God, how do you keep a hold of what's in here? This will make me go insane.
I have a sort button. I cannot play this game without that sort button. I'm sorry. I know that
Like I said, this
might
will
be
make
bad,
me go
but
insane. I said this
You
would
have
make me go
a sort
insane.
button?
yeah.
go.
So inventory profiles plus. I add stuff to our pack actually. So I don't play with the pack that's provided to y'all directly.
Yeah, I think all of us have added stuff.
Yeah, like it's intended to
I
be
have not added
a
any.
baseline.
I have not added any.
But I've found that I know like just enough items won't let you set the place things in the crafting table unless you have it installed on the server side.
Oh, that is good to know. Yeah, if y'all get a list
I
of
was
mods,
wondering if that had a policy like that. You can send me your sort button. I probably could use that myself.
yeah, inventory
I'm very good at
profiles
sorting.
plus is the name of that.
Okay.
I am very good at sorting stuff, so I don't actually need a sorting button.
Yeah,
Oh.
no,
If you've been in my chest system, you've been in my chest system, right?
Yeah, no, yours is nice and well sorted, and I am the person who needs a sorting system.
Yeah.
I
I
need the
mean-
create mod
This
to
doesn't look right. Up here doesn't look right.
like the angle or
No, see what is wrong here?
I mean
What
you
is
got
wrong?
gaps. Oh.
There's that, and then this is also not on the floor.
Yeah, okay, I see. Yeah. Let me
Also down here is not on the floor either. It's not
I
on the
never
floor
got
down
in.
here either.
I was
wasn't able
gonna
to do the level
build up
sorting I already did.
build up a little bit around it instead
Oh.
because I'm gonna have to pull it up, and so I'm just trying to get this to line up here so that then I can go from there.
Yeah, I'm just making sure you know it doesn't line up.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to get everything nice and
I'll
sorted.
just
Where's
be
my
quality
shovel?
control.
No,
Here,
hey, that
take
works.
handful.
Oh. Ooh. Oh,
It's
okay,
just I'm
that's...
breaking one. There's nothing special.
Oh, I forgot. There's literally a giant hole down here.
Giant hole where?
So we're building a
It's just
path,
we may
and
or
I'm
may
on
not
top of our
encounter.
terraformed hill, which, you know, if you terraform a hill you're not filling that whole thing. You're just putting torches underneath. So I'm
I
like digging.
mean, some people fill the whole thing.
We may not have done some terraforming and not done that.
As long as it's not a mob spawner, that's what matters.
Yeah.
It is. We made sure of that. We made
The
sure
fact
of
that you put torches is a huge improvement from what you did 5-6 years ago, where you just cover it up and let zombies spawn.
Oh yeah, I think I remember that. I think I even remember that.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like
I
I've
can't believe I've
found
known you. I've literally known Mia for like 7 years at this point.
it is insane to realize how far back we've gone at this point. Like we've gone
Yeah.
far enough back that like there's actually like I could probably use some of y'all as actual references for a job kind of thing. Mind you, for the work I do, that puts me more at a security would make me count it as a security risk. So no.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm probably a valid reference for your.
Well,
line of
you're in
work.
the U.S., but
Plus, I also do similar work to you, so I can actually count as a professional reference.
Yeah, I wouldn't be. Like,
no.
I-
Usually,
yeah, I
like
live in another
that.
country.
Yeah,
I
I
live
would
in
only
another
use like
country,
you
but-
and GF as like a character witness or something like that, because it's like y'all know me well enough to be like, yeah, no, like this is.
This
He's
dude
not
is not a. He's not a crap. He's not crap. He knows what he's doing.
allegedly.
It's alright.
He at least makes it look like he knows what he's doing. 50% of the time.
Nice.
The other
Like, I
50%, we all know he is.
I mean, the
I-
reality is, though, who actually knows what they're doing at any
I don't
time?
know.
Yeah, no, Paul. I would describe you as a reliable character that kind of knows what he's doing.
Yeah, and if I don't know, I do try to find out. Not always successful.
I think an
think
argument that could be made, the difference between an expert and a novice is the novice thinks they know what they're doing. Expert knows they don't know what they're doing, yet tries to figure it out anyways.
Yeah.
Honestly,
mean-
sounds like me whenever I look at some of my economics equations. Like literally, it's like there's literally certain equations where I have to use like 5 individual equations and make it into one. Literally.
Only
It's like,
5?
At this point, yes.
Only 5?
And they're like, and one, like, they're a bunch of tax equations, investment equations, consumer equations,
I mean,
GDP
for
equations.
most of
Okay, you keep
economics.
in mind you're talking to a physicist, so
I know.
that's why I'm saying that's it.
Well, mind you,
Hey,
in like all of economics, there isn't a whole ton of equations as a whole. Well, like physics,
Oh,
for example, has.
economics, though, is one of the few business fields that requires some level of low-level calculus.
I mean, yeah, no, you do actually have like calculus.
Actually, some economic systems actually do require at least simple differential equations.
Yeah, no, I've seen some.
yeah.
I mean, most of the time, don't
Although I
you?
think you have to get to grad school before you start seeing those, but
No, we actually had one. Mind you, I had an engineering economics course, so they actually
um,
derived the equations, for example.
Oh, we use a bunch of
engineering
derivatives.
economics course, they do that?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
we have
Well,
engineering economics, and like it
Hmm.
shows you all the because like my college Mercer, they were more focused on like effectively making like project leads by the time you graduated. Um, okay, how much
yeah, no, I
angling do I
mean,
have to do? I only have to go
basically
like 2
all
blocks
I,
over. That's nice.
and that's the thing, we use a lot of derivatives, like a lot.
Derivatives.
They're very derivative.
Why am I here at 1 o'clock in the morning? Why am I here?
Because if you're not here at 1 o'clock in the morning, you'll never get that bridge thing built.
True, I guess.
I think I tossed your shovel for you to build with. I'm
No,
gonna.
that's fine. It's
Oh,
fine.
Oh,
I'm just trying to speed us along a little. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
wind up
yeah.
having to do a little bit of terraforming here. Oh, there's lag. How much lag?
I'm not lagging at all.
Yeah, no, I'm not
um,
lagging. Crazy smile on my chat said something about lag, and I'm like, what?
I don't know. I'm not noticing it personally.
I mean, it might be
There's lots
that it's
of
the
people here
stream
who are now
itself is
not wearing
lagging
glasses.
behind some.
Maybe.
that's probably more likely.
Yeah,
I'm not wearing glasses.
Yeah.
1 o'clock in the morning. I kind of can't see anything without glasses. This is bad.
um,
Oh, then you should put on glasses.
yeah. I
Although,
mean, if you need to go to bed, like this ain't gonna take me too long
no,
to finish
the thing
up.
is, I have my glasses here. I'll just
Oh,
put them on.
yeah.
Otherwise, I'm not
Oh,
gonna
as a
figure
note,
out.
I did have a little bit of a lag spike there. As a note, I'm actually recording all this in replay mod, so
Okay.
it'll be kind of cool. I mean, y'all have been seeing the little like cinematics I post every now and again, though. You know, kind of.
Yeah.
I'm
Also,
enjoying it.
I've figured out what you're doing with your thumbnails, but I'll leave that to the chat to figure out.
Oh, with the thumbnails, yeah.
I'll leave it to the chat.
No, yeah. Once I feel like
Just
in
one
like
or two
one or
people
two
figure it out.
episodes, one or two. I mean, mind you, there's only like 2 people that are even active on my Discord. So 1 or 2 people is everybody. But I feel like in like 1 or 2 episodes, if they don't figure it out, it will be pretty glaringly obvious what I've been doing.
Yeah.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
There is definitely some terraforming that needs to be done here.
Oh, I agree. We're gonna have to do a whole terraforming pass. I think we're just gonna have to build this up, and then we're gonna have to come back by. Because I mean, once I
The
connect
dirt
this
box, the
here,
dirt box that I added here now, the dirt box I added here kind of fixed at least a little bit of it.
yeah. And then
Just gonna clean
let me
this up
see
a little
here.
bit.
I need to. I kind of want to line up about here.
Hey, zombie.
About here, so I
Okay,
need to.
Hello, zombie.
That's my center block. Then I need to.
You ready
Wait,
to die?
I think I'll do my
wait,
shift
crazy
here.
smart. You play Hard Survivor. Hang on. What universe am I in?
Playing Hearts of Iron.
You know what House of Iron is, right, Paul?
Yeah, no, it's actually a game I've thought about. There's one that Blue suggested me get, and I'm not sure if it was Hearts of Iron or Crusader Kings, but it was one of those two.
GF is a Hearts of Iron.
Yeah, no, I know GF's like Hearts of
Yeah.
Iron, like
GF,
crazy.
But
I have
GF is
200 hours.
very much anything World War One, World War Two era
Okay.
related.
Okay.
He's there.
Same.
That's
I
his
have a few
preferred
hundred hours.
period.
I have a
Two,
few hundred
4.
hours on it as well.
2, 3, 4.
Like I have a few hundred hours on Hoi.
Eh,
Yeah.
it's too late in history for my interest.
You're more like the Napoleonic War era, or what do you got?
I
3 wide there.
I tend to prefer ancient to Middle Ages.
Okay.
I'm big on the swords, archery, spears, and that's the kind of weapons
Do
I
you like the
prefer.
Viking stuff then? You're a Viking.
I'm not a
fan, huh?
big. I do enjoy some of the Viking stuff. I enjoy some of the knight stuff. I dabble in like the really ancient like phalanxes, stuff like that. Yeah, the Napoleonic Wars is almost a dark age of strategy in my mind.
Okay.
Early gunpowder kind of was enough to basically disable most other weapons, but was not really good for advanced tactics. There are still tactics, but
Yeah, as you can tell, I'm
And
very much in the GF era of history. Very much.
But yeah, it's the more interesting stuff with the Napoleonic Wars or the early years of gunpowder before I'd call it the age of muskets before you get into rifling. It's just not as interesting to me. It's basically you line up your infantry to shoot at each other, and then you have cavalry try to flank them. And
Let us
maybe
be
some
kind and
cannon
respectable.
shooting into lines.
Let us have them shoot us in the face. Point blank.
Well,
preferably.
all the weapons were so ridiculously inaccurate. You had to just have huge lines to hit anything. Even your artillery is ridiculously inaccurate.
The thing is, as an economist, I have an affinity for the Industrial Revolution. Personally, I have an affinity for the Industrial Revolution.
Yes, the Industrial Revolution interests me, but I'm talking about warfare.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying history in general.
Yeah,
It's more just
warfare isn't as interesting during that time period. You do get some interesting things like the Napoleonic Wars, where Napoleon basically just pushes through all of Europe, but again, he doesn't really do anything that hasn't been done before him. Rome did it, Alexander the Great did it.
No, there's
I mean, for
literally
crying
a
out
song-
loud, you know.
There's literally a song about Napoleon and his trips over the Alps.
Yeah.
There's literally a song about it.
Oh, trip over the Alps? Yeah, look at Hannibal. And
Oh,
Hannibal's trip over the
That's a
Alps was
Carthaginian.
much more epic.
This is Carthaginian era, right?
Yeah, this is the
This is Battle of Carthage. This kind of
no,
stuff.
not Battle of
Oh.
Carthage. The I think it's the Punic Wars is what it's called.
Punic, maybe.
Yeah, the second Punic War to be
Punic, yeah.
specific. Because yeah, if you want one of the craziest generals in history, and in terms of just crazy tactics and completely destroying the odds, Hannibal is your guy. He should
Probably have
have
no idea what we're
failed
talking about.
No, I know about the
miserably.
Punic Wars. I am aware of them.
Yeah. But then of course, if you want
Got
another interesting one, you can get Genghis Khan. You know,
Genghis Khan.
Napoleon and the Nazis, they failed to defeat Russia in the summer. Do you know what Genghis Khan and the Mongols did? They conquered Russia in the winter.
Well, the Mongols were also kind of crazy.
Yes. No one could conquer Russia in easy mode. They decide to go hard mode and invade and successfully conquer all of Russia in the winter. But yeah.
Yeah, no, I definitely do have an interest in history stuff like this.
I think we're gonna
I
have
mean,
to
the World
swap
Wars, you
stairs.
start getting some more interesting military history again, but
Very
in terms
true.
of tactics and so on, but again, modern warfare is really who has the best air power, who has the biggest artillery, who has the fastest tanks.
Not 5th gen. That's more psychological, actually. Is it 5th? Yeah. Oh, actually, the current warfare model is 90% psychological warfare now.
Yes,
Because
but
they found that if they break
yeah.
the mind of the people, they can
Tell
easily
him
do
to
that.
play HOI4 with me.
Who? GF? Also, where?
What was that?
Why did that come through? That shouldn't be... When you redeem a TTS, it shouldn't do that. That's weird. Because that's the intro sound. So whenever like someone joins, I have like 6 random sounds that'll play when someone joins. Okay. Hey, could you go craft me stairs? Because we're going to basically make stairs going up that path there. It's just too steep to try to do it with
How many stairs you need? How many stairs you
3. Go ahead and make like a stack.
Okay.
And I think that should do it. I'm asking Martine because she said she wants me to build and she's helping provide resources, okay? I am realizing what type of thing you're trying to hint at there. And no, I'm not making that joke for several reasons, one of which is keeping me alive. I feel like she has a sense of humor enough to understand what I was hinting at there, but I felt like it's honestly funny, but it's one of those like, nope, that
But
would.
you know I would absolutely slaughter your about.
Oh, I know. If I ever actually said that, most ladies I know would, and so that's where it's like, yeah, no, I'm not. I am far too respectful.
Me and
try
your
that.
sister were like.
Okay,
Both
yeah.
me and your sister would absolutely destroy you.
Okay. Oh, there we go. Thank you so very much.
I would probably even gang up on you, if you know what I mean, Paul. Just literally the two of us.
Yeah, no, you, Mia, Moon. Yeah, no, yeah, no. That joke would not fly very far at all.
You don't want to take the fight with us?
No, probably not. I don't know, why did we choose the giant steep route to get to your base? Oh, okay. I didn't need a stack apparently. But
that's a bit of character.
I mean, yeah, that's true. I mean, it definitely gives us like the chance to make like a kind of nice space to build with, though. Look, I acknowledge the funny joke, and then I ignore it because it's probably honestly not that funny, but I feel like every other streamer has made it. And it's not one of those jokes that actually is a crime, or one of those things that not joke. One of those things that every other streamer does that is most definitely a crime. It's not actually a joke. It's just a crime, period, end of sentence. Yeah, no, I'm gonna get myself in trouble.
Yeah, you can get yourself in trouble with both me and your sister.
You're not already in trouble?
I mean, you're
Why
probably
is
not
my
wrong there.
phone going blurr?
There we
Oh
go.
wait, lol. Now I know why my phone went blurr. My
Yay.
my CGM will die tomorrow. Yay.
You're okay. You're what?
You're what?
Continuous glucose monitor. If you don't speak diabetic language.
Okay.
I'm part of the Anti-Acronym Association of America, so I don't do acronyms.
Crazy smile. Redeemed squad.
Oh, Lord. There's a reason they're moving this to an hidden segment.
Also, Paul, no camera. Cameras died.
No,
I
my
think
camera's
someone
on.
got the joke.
I can see my camera.
Okay,
Maybe.
because it basically fully died on my end for a second. It was like, this,
Like, yeah, and I even like
was a-
modified the
not-
zoom from my thing.
now,
So
now it looks fine. Now it looks fine, but it was all blurry. Like I couldn't actually see you. Everything was blurry when you did your score.
interesting.
Uh,
Yeah, no, I'm gonna be upgrading the system soon. So I kind of showed a sneak peek of like the downstream key layer that I'm gonna use to actually build up the squat scene. Okay, need to make some more slabs to connect all this up, but I think we've actually got this done.
yeah.
Oh wow, that looks really nice on the map. We're gonna have to make a pass and light that, make sure this is lit up all the way, and then we'll want to clear out trees that are close to the sides because we got a couple
It
spots.
definitely looks like there. It definitely looks like there's something on the map, and that connects to the bridge, which is important.
Huh?
Look, when it comes to the bridge, you see there's actually something connecting up to it on the on the map. There's actually something connecting up to the bridge.
That's
because there
right.
was nothing. There was no.
We
before,
got
It
it.
just looked like a forest to the bridge.
Yeah, no,
gotta
like this
keep
actually
fight
looks
tomorrow.
nice on our map. And like I'm gonna be cleaning up that section over at my base, so it's gonna look really good.
The thing-
Probably
I'm gonna
looks a
mine-
lot
I'm gonna
nicer than my area right now.
I mean, well, I can't show the audience that yet. I do need to go turn off that feature.
It is not the area we're working on is so large it doesn't fully update, so you can tell what's updating and what's not.
Yeah, no. What's weird, so is like I can see what y'all are doing. Like I can see kind of what y'all are doing, but like you have the monument there, and like one half of it is like you can see that it's cleared, and the other half isn't. Oh, whoa, okay, it's actually updating live. It's actually some of the iceberg's gone now.
Yeah, you can see what's cleared and what's not. The area that has icebergs in it is we're in the process of clearing right now because
Yeah. Well, I mean, you had to clear a huge area for those, right? I need more
the
slabs.
radius I believe is 128,
Yeah.
something ridiculous like that.
Yeah, see, and I've got to make us. I'm gonna make us like a mob grinder. I'm debating because we get the activity tomorrow. I'm not gonna spoil it.
Yeah,
But,
I got the thing tomorrow that I need to take some time tonight to prepare for.
yeah, I know. I do need to do that right after stream.
But yeah, no, we have actually gotten somewhere in only what, like an hour and a
Yeah,
half.
no, we're actually like we're making really good on time. We can actually take some time to make this look a little bit, polish this up a bit.
I've
I
actually
may
got
have
go
to
in- I'm actually
run
gonna go
over
in
and
10
check out what you're doing.
Oh yeah,
I'm actually
no.
gonna go in 10 minutes. 'cause I got
Oh
some
yeah,
stuff to do.
that's all good. I can
I'll be
definitely
able to
do like
mod
the
chat.
cleaning pass, and get like because I want to get rid of some of the trees that are in and around it.
Oh, yeah, I
Yeah.
actually have to get
Um,
up tomorrow for the
My
thing.
side is actually pretty clean. If you look
Yeah,
at
no.
it, my end of the path is actually pretty clean because of how many trees I've already chopped down.
Yeah, your side was actually like really clean and like is relatively a straight shot, and then mine is just
Yours
everywhere.
is just a
A crazy
mess.
chaotic mess.
well, it's mostly because like we're like, okay, yeah, we can make this a straight shot here, and then you go and look at it, and it's like, well, the problem with that is that that requires it to be relatively flat terrain, and let's just say,
Yeah, sometimes it's better to not go straight there and kind of snake around the
well, yeah, we did
mountains.
snake around, and like
Even
that's
in
fine.
modern road making, they do that.
Yep.
Yeah. And parts
We
of
have the in a lot of these mountains and hills, we have the means to just eat them.
it's just not economically efficient.
Yep.
So there's
Yeah.
people like me sitting solving those equations. Literally people like me.
Yes. No. The accounting department. We love the accounting
No, it wouldn't
department.
be accounting. The thing is, it wouldn't be accounting.
Oh.
No, there is-
Again, I will say I prefer the accounting department. over the sales department.
I mean, I wouldn't be in accounting either. Like, I'd probably be in like straight up
Well,
consulting.
yeah, you're not
I-
studying accounting anyways.
Looks so
Exactly. I'm
nice.
studying
I
economics,
am
not
loving.
accounting. I'm an economist.
Not that
Why is one?
matters.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how viable accounting is as a career anymore.
Oh, it is. Here is very valuable stuff.
Yeah,
Like,
no,
you know,
it's
every
very
business
valuable
needs
in
to
general.
legally.
It's
Oh
just
Every
no,
business
the
needs.
job is very valuable, but it is one of those jobs that's easy for a certain thing that is in development to be able to replace people in doing.
Well,
not
here
fully.
that legally would
still.
not be allowed. Here that
Yeah.
legally would not be allowed.
I mean, in general, accounting kind of has the same thing as like civil engineering would. Civil
Also,
engineering.
yeah. Well, this
Um,
is a mess. This is a mess. So this path. Right, the
yeah,
path
no,
here.
this bit here, I'm almost half tempted to go ahead and mine all that
Like,
up and then bury it down one block.
we have to, Paul. This looks
Right.
ridiculous.
I'll start coming behind you and digging up the
What
dirt.
does civil engineering have?
Negative or bot has a bug. Look and check in.
Look and check in. What? What the heck?
Everything okay, Paul?
Okay, let me turn that off because I think that's the first word trigger. So let me well, my bot's breaking and I have no clue why. Let's see here. First words.
Paul, would you be able to move your bum, please?
Oh,
You're in
sorry.
my way here.
Sorry. Yeah, no, my bot is detecting people's first words like super frequently. Let me just check this. Let me go to my platform settings, YouTube settings, first word, clear cache every present viewers, the threshold at which a viewer has to be active to be marked as present. Huh. That's weird. Wait. Is it whenever you do TTS? Hold up. Bing, say, fart knocker.
Fart knocker.
Okay. Yep. That's the action that's doing it. It's exclamation point say. Something's gotten tied to exclamation point say. So I gotta go find that.
Can you solve that after stream? This is getting a bit ridiculous.
Well, the problem is that I gotta figure out what's causing the problem. I gotta locate the problem to turn it off. Let me just go to commands. Okay, we're gonna turn off exclamation point say for now, and then we will deal with that afterwards. We're just
Okay,
gonna.
I don't know. Did I do that right? It's not right. I don't have enough slabs to finish. I don't know if it's right. I feel like it could be worse, but no, this is definitely not right. This is
No,
definitely not
yeah,
right.
yeah, no. That needs to be like that. Which means you trim. It's just a regular diagonal, so it's every other. And you
Yeah.
kind of like lead the first one, and then you move it over.
Crazy
Make it forward.
smile. Redeem squad.
It's every command. What the heck?
Also, Paul, now your camera's messing up again. You're doing squat. Camera was messing up again, just getting all purpley, squibbly.
Oh no, that is. It's whatever's triggering my welcome. Let me go ahead and just completely disable that guy. The welcome action, because that should not be that shouldn't be triggering that often. As a matter of fact, it doesn't have any triggers, I don't think. I need to clean this up, is what I need to do.
Like in the code, or?
Everything.
Yeah, because this is the one that does, because if it's triggering that, disable it. And then, see, I do wish that it had a thing that would show me a trace through all of these little commands, because it seems like, let's see here, action event, bot message, and then it does the action event. It's not sending the message in chat though. So it's not this that's triggering. So something else is being triggered by that and is causing that problem. So I will be digging into my code base, if you will.
Yeah, I mean, I think
Configuration.
the path itself is done.
Yes, no, the
Path
path looks
itself-
good. We definitely need to kind of...
Actually, no, Paul. This says also Ronky Wonky.
Oh, what's up? Where?
Ronky Wonky. Over
Oh,
here.
oh,
Ronky
over there.
Wonky.
Yep. Yep.
Just Ronky Wonky.
Yeah, so
I'm
this
just hearing
one,
things.
we do that.
Oh god, don't even.
Yes, I know my shovel needs to be replaced. I will deal with that.
You can take my diamond. I can't.
Oh, no,
it's literally
it's
just a tradable.
fine.
It's
I
literally
do
just a
need to. I
tradable.
definitely need to go to the VTC and get me one though, because I have been
Yeah.
dealing with
Well, this
needing shovels
Unbreaking
all the
one
time.
is literally just from the VTC.
Yeah.
Weren't we being economically efficient?
Holy cow! It's every command. Okay, so something. Okay.
I
That's
think
not
we just have to
good.
disable the bot. I think you just disable the negative light bot for now.
Yeah, I might have to. Yeah, no. So it's not like one or two commands. That is interesting. Let me try this. Okay, then.
Now your camera's real weird.
Yeah, so that triggers every time that welcome event happens. Where's the one? Event welcome. Commands trigger. Oh my gosh.
You're okay, Paul?
I know exactly what's causing that.
What is it then?
I put a command trigger on something that shouldn't have had a command trigger. I had something set to trigger on any command. I have disabled that. Now say is re-enabled. Let's try bang up time. FYI, an exclamation point in the Linux space is called bang. And then a
Okay.
hashtag exclamation point is called shabang.
Okay, I don't speak Linux. Very apparently.
Yay! Actions. Let's try.
And that is how you know the Linux space is full of super nerdy people.
Oh, that commands should be enabled. Bang. Uptime. Uptime girl.
Oh no!
Here
Why
and
did
there
your
and
why did your
there.
mind go there as well?
Your mother.
Why did your mind go there as well? No.
Unable to
There's literally-
refresh Twitch broadcaster. Well, I'm not a Twitch broadcaster streamer, but I'm
Your
not
own
streaming
bot
to
thinks you're-
Twitch.
Your own bot thinks you're a Twitch streamer. But yeah, I guess I'll leave the cleanup and the terraforming because I'm no good here, I think.
Yeah, no, I'll yeah, if you want to go to bed, go ahead and go to bed because we got that thing.
No, I'm not going to bed. I'll be lurking in chat, but there's one of my Swedish friends that's wanting to play Valorant at like 2 a.m. here. Like literally, I don't know why he's messaged me like 20 minutes ago asking to play Valorant.
Yeah, I actually have to get up tomorrow.
Yeah, I do too, because it's let's just say there's this Twitch streamer I watch that plays chess, and there's currently a chess tournament going on over the board in Iceland, and there's a
Wow.
the round starts at 10 a.m.
Well, no, it's because we have the thing tomorrow.
Oh, the thing you've been talking about on Discord? I see.
Yeah, yeah, the big event.
Nodders.
We missed a spot. We gotta put a little bit
Yeah.
more into the path, but we won't be. But
Well-
that won't be too much more.
No, crazy smile. No, 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 no. Get some help. Get some help. Get some help.
See, I am quite literally planning to have my stream set up to basically use my viewers as an excuse to get my exercise in, like I should be doing anyways.
Well, I had leg day in the gym yesterday.
I am way too cheap to pay for a gym. I make
Well,
the
I paid
money
like
to be able to
25
go to a
bucks.
gym, but
The thing
I'm
is, I
too cheap.
paid $25 a month. I go
Yeah,
to
it's
my
too
university.
much.
No,
Too
No, it's not.
much.
Most gyms here are like $70 a month.
no. If I worked at my company's home base, they have a gym on campus for free. And it's one of the things that, like, I tell them, it's like, look, like, because there's like a budget, like a part of our benefit is basically like these benefit package things where you get some money. It's like, look, like that money is going to a gym I can never realistically use. I would rather not be able to access the gym on campus and be able to access a gym here locally or something. Like, and we're building our own building soon too, which is super nice.
My company's building a new building soon as well.
Yeah. Well,
They were supposed to break ground several months ago.
yeah. Well,
I haven't done it yet.
So I'll phrase it this way. My company is not. I have recently discovered my company
Gyms are
is.
dumb, they should be banned. Hot take.
That is very much a hot take, considering I love going to the gym.
I would heavily disagree. Like there is practical reason to have gyms.
Yes.
I mean, like I guess you
Some
could
of
say
the
like
activities at gyms are definitely dumb, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't say gyms
And, like-
themselves are dumb.
and there
What-
are
what
some
activities?
gyms that are dumb, like Planet Fitness, for example. I've heard some crazy stuff about what they do and how they operate. They're
Well,
basically the
that's
opposite
not
of
a
gym.
real gym.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
That's a feel-good, whatever,
Yeah. So
virtue signaling.
no, it's definitely not virtue signaling. Trust me.
Yeah,
So I was
fitness
looking into
signaling.
it. So what they do. So first off, Plant Fitness sells pizza.
In what universe does that make sense in a gym?
No. Here's the thing. If you are doing strenuous exercise, you want to know what they do? They sound the lunk alarm, which is basically like public shaming for like really getting a workout in.
That is just so wrong.
Yeah, no, like that is a gym that I 100% agree. No, this gym should not be a thing. It should be deleted off the face of the universe.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, it's a feel-good gym. It's someplace you go to feel good, not actually to get good.
and
yeah.
that's the thing. Like, I look like I work out a little bit, and I do, but it's like.
See, back when I worked at Chick-fil-A, I actually did kind of like work out a good bit because I was lifting heavy boxes and all that jazz all the time. I mean, yeah. But I don't think gyms should be banned. There is practical reasons to have it for some people and in some areas.
Yeah. But
Because
people like
because
me,
having a space with equipment that's designed to help you build specific muscle in specific areas. I'm thinking of people who've had like injuries and stuff. Just that alone. I mean, I would agree that like there's a level of finding practical ways to put on muscle is a good thing, but for a lot of people, there isn't a practical way to do it. Most people don't live in a space anymore where they need to cut lumber or go milk the cows or whatever.
people sit on their bums all day.
Yeah.
People sit on their bums all day. at
Well,
work.
and like, I mean,
Even with that in mind, the concept of the gym has been around since the Bronze Age.
yeah, no, like most societies do
When
make
the average person had all
Yeah,
that
yeah.
capability.
I gotta go.
I'm-
I'll be in chat watching over if people aren't behaving.
I mean,
I'll
the
be watching.
reality is, if you want to be a pro athlete, you need a
Yeah.
gym.
You do need, and it's not necessarily waste because you are.
And this is even in This is
improving
even
like
back
physical health and
in
junk.
the old days.
Yeah.
Even warriors, if you wanted to be an effective warrior, you had to go to the gym
Yeah.
regularly.
I mean, mind you, like, do I think that there's some degree for like the average person, maybe the gym isn't the best fit? I would agree, but like, there's a level where you need to build up your strength. And truthfully, like, for example, for me, I live in a house with heating and AC, so I have no reason to be chopping lumber other than for like a fire pit, right? And even that, I'm not going to use it every day, so I don't need a whole ton. And I don't have any trees in my yard.
And you're not exactly allowed to chop the other trees you have available around you.
Yeah. Oh no!
For
Apparently
legal reasons.
my city they actually require like an ecological survey now for you to cut down your trees, which that makes me mad. But that's a whole nother topic. But I mean, and I don't necessarily think sports as a whole, note that bit there, are dumb. But do I think that in especially the U.S. they are overemphasized in school and such? Yes. I think that there's a level with physical education, PE, where they it just becomes, how do you play these sports? And I do disagree with that. And I don't think, I do agree, like, there's some level where there's sports stuff that is.
Yeah, I think it's good for especially early gym for kids to have experience with different sports to see, hey, maybe you'll
Yeah,
enjoy this sport and want to play it later.
And now,
yeah.
I 100% disagree with that take. I do believe that PE should exist, but it does need to be fully redesigned. And what I mean by that,
focus on health over specialization.
Building up
Again,
the basics of like, hey, this is how you take care of your body. And that ranges from diet essentials, right? And not like diet as in, I want to lose weight diet. I mean like, hey, these are foods that give you vitamin D, and these are foods that give you vitamin C, and this is how much you should take, and this is how to read a nutrition label. And this is what these weird, food names are called, because they're not actually just chemicals.
If you have an actual diverse diet to begin with, you don't even have to monitor your nutrition intake in most cases unless you have a natural deficiency.
Yeah, well, like for me, like I actually have to supplement because my body dumps it. So I have to like overload my body with vitamins.
Yes, but you have a deficiency basically. But if you don't have a deficiency, you're usually good with general eating.
Crazy smile.
Most Americans don't do that.
If your teacher beat you in PE, that's not a reason to say that PE itself should be banned, but that teacher should be put in. Most criminals agree with this, and I'm actually of this opinion. And I know that it's like, oh, you agree with criminals. I'm like, no, the criminals have it right. Anyone who does crimes against children should be put under the prison. Period. I don't care if you are beating children or whatever. If you are doing crimes against children specifically, I don't care what it was.
Yes, the criminal world.
Yeah,
it's okay to wipe out an entire community through massacre, but as soon as you do something to a kid,
which, mind you, I don't necessarily think everything in the code of ethics, if you will, in the criminal sphere is good. Far from it. But
I mean, they are a criminal.
But there are some things that they have where I'm like, no, I can understand why. And like, I mean, in general, it's like anyone who does stuff against women and children, if you do anything against women and children, like if you're in a gang or whatever, you will get yourself beat, apparently. I've been listening to a guy, and he was in jail in the state of Oregon for a number of years, as well as in Florida, and he highlights like different things and issues in the criminal justice system, because there are problems with our jails, but I think that going back to like
industrial complex.
Yeah, I mean, things like that. Yeah, that was a big one, but I do think like PE in and of itself is not bad, but do I think that the current Well, and I'll admit that. So every PE teacher being toxic and abusive. I will note that the current PE curriculum attracts a certain type of person, which sadly, yeah, that type of person is. I mean, it's kind of like prison guards being kind of nearly criminals. Like not good people in general. It's because the job itself attracts or is only available to people who don't really have many options. And with PE teachers in general, it's usually jocks who, it's not uncommon for a jock who washed up in high school and literally peaked in high school to be the person that's running a PE class. And usually those are just not good people. I know a couple.
I mean, with that being said, like for my middle school, those were not the PE teachers were not those kind of people.
Yeah. And that's the thing.
They were great. They were awesome instructors who actually cared and so on.
Yeah. And that is true. Like for every bad teacher out there, there is actually a good teacher. It's just you hear about the bad ones all the time. You never hear about the good ones.
Well, part of it is because ironically, the bad ones really are the minority.
Yeah.
And that means they're news.
Yeah.
And the news tends to focus on exceptions because no one cares about the rule because the rule isn't news.
Yeah. Well, and like, again, I'll tie this to, so, it's like the hockey kids being abusive. I mean, again, I'll say like the type of person who is attracted to hockey is going to inherently be a little bit more aggressive. And yes, there are some that are going to be good. And like, I'll admit, yes, like the rule for the jocks, and mind you, I was homeschooled, but I still went to a church with jocks, and I know the football players and all that. 9 out of 10 of them were not great people who I really did not want to be around 90% of the time. But then there was the handful of just genuinely good people with a genuinely pure heart and genuinely gave a rip about people. Oh, it's down this way, I think. I need to get my saw so I can cut down some trees. Yay. I'm going to show you all my favorite trick with these guys here in a second. My wrench, I'm going to go put up my dirt. I mean, and I'll, I'll also note, because if you're at a school where the PE teachers are bad, guess what? Guess who's the biggest example to the jocks? Your PE teacher. And so if they have a bad example, they inherently won't be good. And to be very honest, any schools where you have, like, mind you, I don't think every school is going to be like this, but in general for a school system, if you have 1 or 2 abusive people, it's usually because that's actually that you're in a zone where you can't afford to pay the good teachers. And that results in you having just inherently not great teachers. Because, I mean, we have that in my city. We have 1 good school and 1 not good school. And the not good school, like you can see that they can't afford to pay for the good teachers, and you can see the problems. They're abundantly obvious.
Yeah.
And so yeah, like that like I'm not gonna deny there are definitely issues with the school system, and there are some courses. I mean, like I said earlier, I think that the PE curriculum does need to be fundamentally reworked. At least in the U.S., I can only speak to the U.S. because that's where I live. That's where I reside. But I mean, it ain't hard to see why that's the case. Trust me, there is a reason for what I'm doing. Okay, I think I can put here, rotate that way, put that way. Okay, and then we just gotta get out our axe and cut down a bunch of junk. So I'm not gonna show that message, but because it's just a really sensitive topic and YouTube being stupid. But yeah, that tells me clear signs that your school system is inherently corrupted. Which, so, and truthfully, like that is far more common than I wish, and it is one of the many things that, at least in the U.S., I do hope we start dealing with more regularly, because it is a huge problem. I honestly,
Add it to the long list of problems that
yeah.
no one is going to pay attention to because they care about other things.
Yep. No, you're not wrong, Nate, with that, because sadly, crimes sometimes there are people who get away with crimes simply because the society wants to claim that, oh well, they're this type of person and blah blah blah. It's like, no, they committed that crime, and that's wrong. Now, sometimes there's extra information that you don't know and all that jazz, and that can cause issues as well. But in general, yeah, that type of stuff. Again, like I'm of the opinion, if you commit a crime towards a child, especially that type of crime, I think that you should be stored under the jail, not in the jail, because that is utterly wrong and utterly vile.
Yeah, you know you're in the wrong when the mass murderer is telling you messed up.
Yeah, no. I mean, and there is a level where I definitely think, like, I'm a Christian, and so, like, yeah, my opinion, of course, is going to be that a part of the solution would be to, okay. It is revival, is bringing people to Christ. But, I'm also a little bit of a realist in that I don't really think that's possible. Yeah, no, that's the exact case that I would think of crimes like that being got away with, is corruption of the judges. And that happens super often in the U.S. too, is where someone's a friend of a judge and the judge just doesn't recuse themselves like they should. And it's kind of dumb. Okay, let's see what the lighting looks like. I might tidy it up some because it's kind of
Hey, I'm a big fan of the Hammurabi's code when it comes to judges.
See, now that is where I think is an issue. If the school actually knew about it, but the problem is that I'm certain Canada has some weird rules of like allowing certain things in. I mean, truthfully, the crime there is a movement in the U.S. right now to allow people who do that type of behavior to be normalized, and I'm like, no, that shouldn't happen. End of sentence. No. But luckily, most people in the U.S. at this point are like, whenever they're starting to hear about it, they're like, hey, whoa, no, that is no.
One of the
Because,
few things the left and right agree on.
yeah, well, I mean, this is one of the things that I've been annoyed with in the U.S. as of late, is like, there's like 10, 20 different topics that all sides agree on, not only that the problem exists, but oftentimes we are agreeing on at least like
Solution.
99% of the solution, and the rest of it is left is like the nitty-gritty specifics, like the stuff that really we can easily compromise on. I mean, I'm thinking like term limits and age limits for Congress and things like that, which a major section, at least, because saying all in any group is going to wind up getting you in trouble. a major section of the U.S. population is like, yeah, no, we shouldn't have senators that are, operating for 90 years and then,
It shouldn't be physically possible for a senator to operate for 90 years.
I mean, it's not gonna be long. I mean, we're literally recently
Life
Feinstein.
expectancy hasn't increased that much for those who survive into adulthood.
That's true, but
The only reason life expectancy rates have increased so much
and mind
is
you,
because
I'm saying 90 years is a bit of
dropped.
hyperbole because we're talking people like Feinstein, who recently passed in the last like year or two, like in office, died. Like, what the heck? Which, first off, like age limit wise, like, yeah, like if you're, in my opinion, and this is kind of the shared opinion of a number of people, is okay, Social Security retirement age is 65, which means the government recognizes that you should be retired by 65. What does that mean? You shouldn't be able to be a senator or run for, I would say maybe there's an exception for president because there are some other limitations on the president. And some utility of having an older president that maybe over 65 would be fine. But for a House of Representatives person or a senator, I would say.
Oh, let's start with what was the minimum age for even running to begin with? Because there is a minimum age.
So I know for the president it's 35. Okay. U.S. House, I think House of Representatives, it's like 18, I want to say. But let me minimum.
That sounds low.
Age, yeah, I'm looking it up real fast. No, 25 is.
Yeah, that sounds a bit more right.
Yeah, which like that's reasonable to say by 65 you should be done. Like if you're gonna run, done. That's also the longest term. You have 6 years there. U.S. Senator minimum. I think minimum age for a senator is 30. Yeah, 30. So it's 25, 30, and then 35 for the president.
Because you don't want a kid in those positions.
No. And, like, there's a reason, like, I agree, like, that makes sense. But I would say, like, even for the senator, it's like, you should be, mind you, when I say, like, retired, I mean, not that your last year would be when you're 65, but, like, if you're 65, you shouldn't be running. So, like, if you're 64, turning 65, I think it's fine for you to run and do one last term before you're out. But most of
I think the biggest issue in terms of elderly is not really the retirement age. It's more of as you get older, you become more and more, especially with politics, if you're a career politician, you just become more and more out of touch with the country and the people you're representing. No. And that's where the big concern is.
Yeah.
And
that's the
I
thing.
can get behind the age limit. I don't think term limits actually solve anything.
I think
there is a term limit, and the term limit is literally if they're doing a bad job, they shouldn't be voted for.
Well, the problem is that doesn't actually happen ever.
Well, that's because no one really knows what they're voting for because education for politics is so horrible in the United States.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing, is you have to, I mean, when it comes to all of it, I think, again, term limits do make sense because it does solve some issues that even for educated people, even if you are a great politician will set up the person who's going to follow them for success, inherently. I am really hoping this looks good because I am literally just taking a guess at what I'm going to do.
Well, the issue is when you don't know who's going to succeed you.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing, is if you're a good politician, most of them, even today, set up who their successor is going to be. Or at least try to. And so they kind of put someone as kind of their, like, oh, yeah, this is, like, a good person. And then they start kind of investing and kind of leaning their followers, their constituency, dare I say disciples, toward that person and say, hey, like, I believe that this person's a good guy and they endorse them and all that jazz. Because anyone who's been a good leader for a long time, talking about Canadian politics is banned in school. I mean, honestly, I'm surprised it hasn't happened. Well, no, I don't think you legally can in the U.S. now that I'm thinking about it.
No, you can't.
Um,
And I don't. You Americans love their We love hating banning political discussions, but we always tend to talk politically even
No,
when we're
yeah.
not supposed to. It's Americans almost worship politics,
I mean, I would say to a degree, like
and
most.
we're raised to worship politics.
Well, I would say inherently right now, the political sides of the U.S. are both honestly religious.
Yes.
And I mean, they are their
Yes.
own religion. Because a lot of people will say, well, yeah,
Yes.
like Christians are Republicans. I'm like, no. Republicans are
There's
Republicans.
a
It is
difference.
its own
Yeah, there's a
religion.
difference between.
Um,
I would argue that Republicans are definitely I don't want to say a branch, but I would actually say a heresy of Christianity.
I wouldn't say a heresy.
I would primarily because of the idolatry of the party.
So I would line it up more in line of like a cult, like Jehovah Witnesses or something. They're not blatantly a
I
heresy.
consider Jehovah
but-
Witnesses a full-blown heresy as well.
Well, I mean, they preach heresies, but like the average Republican is not going to necessarily preach. If they are a Republican and a Christian, they're not going to. A good Christian, they're not necessarily going to preach heresies. There's no dogmas, right, in the Republican Party of like the nature of Christ and salvation and things like that. Do I think that they
their
use
stuff
a
is misapplication of scripture and justifying things using religious texts? Yes.
Yeah. Well, and like I would say like there's some level of, but I'm meaning like I don't think that there are religions in the sense directly connected to even Christianity. I do think that to a degree there is a branch of Christians that do have their own sub-religion that does tie in with republicanism and junk like that. But it's the same thing as well on the left with like we might call the term progressive Christianity, and then you have nationalist Christianity is maybe where I would go, where they've effectively kind of put the state in the position of God, and that is wrong. It's not heresy, it's just outright idolatry. To be a heretic, you must be a Christian first and foremost, and thus, if you are not a Christian, you actually can't be a heretic. And oftentimes, like that's where I'll also align. I tend to just target calling something like a belief a heresy, right? Like oneness is a heresy, but I may not outright call a oneness person a heretic, because oftentimes that just does nothing productive in that conversation, other than make them mad and usually closes doors.
Just when I said it was the Republican ideology, that was the heresy.
Yeah, and again, like I would say, like that ideology is not really directly connected to Christianity. It's more or less
I
state religion.
strongly disagree with it. They take away a lot of the religious language to try to make it sound more religiously neutral. But the Republican ideology is very much has a very strong Christian base, to the point that it can be considered a derivative of Christianity.
Well, again, like I would say both.
In the same way, Islam or Jehovah Witness or Mormons.
Yeah, well, and again, like I'm not going to say the only one of those. I mean, so I'm not. I'll have to dive back into Jehovah Witness. It's been a hot minute since I've delved into them.
No,
but I do know
Jehovah
with
Witnesses are a
they're a cult.
heresy. No, they are a heresy. They believe and state many heretical beliefs.
Yes, well, again,
including
I'll have to dive into them.
belief that the Watchtower magazine is scripture.
Yeah, well, and that's where like so, for example, Mormons or the Latter-day Saints, they tout that they are Christian, right?
Yes.
Like a Muslim, I'm not gonna say they're a heretic because they're just plain old not Christian, right?
Yes.
And so inherently, like there's prerequisites to that prevent that, but I would say that Latter-day Saints are is a heretical church because they are openly claiming that they are Christian, right? They are followers of Christ in and of themselves. Well, like a Muslim is definitely not saying they're a follower of Christ. They're a follower of Allah, and then they make the claim that Allah is Yahweh, which is false, and there's several spots that cause problems, and but of course,
again, Islam, I agree, Islam, I can't really be classified as a heresy, but it is a derivative of Christianity because they do confess a lot of core tenets and elements of Christianity.
I would say it's
they're
more of a
bit
branch
weird.
of Judaism than a branch of Christianity.
They do have some, but they do recognize Christ as an actual figure and as a major
Yeah.
prophet.
Well, I mean, so
they even accept
Judaism-
his sacrifice to some extent as well. They just deny his divinity is really the big thing.
yeah.
But the Quran actually does state that the Gospels are scripture.
Yeah. Well, they also state that goes into my rebuttal of Islam, but they state that the Bible is scripture, including the Old Testament. And I'll dive deeper into why I would say it's more of a branch of Judaism than a branch of Christianity, but that comes in a moment. So they will say, so the Quran in itself does actually say that the Bible, I grabbed this stupid planks again and not the logs. Do I only have planks? Okay, I have logs. There we go. So they will say that the Bible is true, or the Quran says that, but then they'll say the Bible's corrupted. Well, I'm like, well, then the Quran says it's based on the Bible and you should trust it. So that would inherently mean that the Quran is corrupted. And that there's other excuses they make about it. It's
144p I think are being rate limited by the censors.
That's probably true. They don't like these types of combos. I'm fine with it for now. I mean, we're getting close to the end anyways. I'm just waiting for the hate comments because usually when I talk about stuff like that, if stuff like that comes up, there's a non-zero chance. But when it comes down to it, the tenets in nature. So even rabbinical Jews do at least recognize Jesus as a rabbi. They do recognize him as a teacher. They don't believe him to be the Messiah.
Sect.
That's true.
Yeah.
There are multiple sects,
There are
just like
sects,
with Islam.
yeah.
There are sects that recognize different things, and
Yes,
some
but
of them are
all of
status
Islam recognizes him as a prophet who is more significant than the normal prophet. That they do recognize that his crucifixion meant something major.
Yeah.
And is a piece of why salvation is possible. They do recognize it. The main thing they deny is the divinity of Christ.
Yeah. Which, that is definitely a heretical belief. I would again align that they don't claim the name of Christ. Like they don't even try to claim it. And so it's like, okay, then you're not. It's just like
they do agree that Jesus's crucifixion was necessary for God's plan for salvation of humanity.
Yes. Okay.
And that is why I'd consider them a derivative of Christianity, is because they recognize the crucifixion as a significant event.
Yeah. Yeah.
What they do, though, is they then go back on the crucifixion, say Jesus is not divine, and then add some of the Levitical law back into the requirements.
Yeah. Which, mind you, like, I would say that Islam, because most of the cults today, when you really track them down in their nature, and this is where I say, like, cult inherently differs from a heresy, because usually cults don't blatantly claim the name of Christ. Now, mind you, like, they come with heretical beliefs, just like, I would say that, modern Judaism has heretical beliefs based on my view of
one
Scripture.
could argue that Christianity is a heretical form based off of the interpretation, yes.
Yeah. But
Because Christianity is derivative of Judaism.
yeah. But
That's the concept of Abrahamic faith.
yeah. So where was I? So most cults, if you look at them, they seem to be kind of a God reaches out to someone, gives them clearness of, hey, I'm God, Jesus is my son. And, like, because oftentimes it's in a space where people do need the gospel and things like that. And it's not uncommon for, I am backing away from there, for people to get visions. Like, it happens in the Middle East all the time, where people will get a vision and be like, yo, like, this is Jesus and stuff. And usually nowadays, like, they can actually come to a Christian. But in the case that they can't, and I even think this is true for Joseph Smith, I think this is true for Muhammad, they saw a vision of Christ and then misinterpreted it.
I think sometimes some cases it is a misinterpretation. Others I do think are demonic influences playing around with certain things.
I mean, that's some of the layers of it. And I think ultimately,
which I'm not going to lie, the two examples you brought up from my studies have hinted at a demonic influence.
I mean, I would say that all of them. So I would say all of them have a demonic influence of a part of the corruption, because clearly God intended to use that person for great things. Obviously, anytime God is actively trying to use someone, Satan's, of course, going to attack. Period. End of sentence. That's oftentimes why you'll see Christians, big thing is about to happen, or right before a big thing. They don't know the big thing may be happening, but they have a sense of spiritual warfare just beforehand. It's because Satan's like, oh, I see what God's doing right now. I need to get on this now. I need to get my goons on this now. Because what he's trying to do is disable you. And, I mean, I'll sadly say, I think he's far more successful than people want to admit. In it, and that's some of the stuff that I've been.
Well, you're dealing with an entity that's 5,000 plus years old, versus teeny tiny humans.
Yeah, but like I would say, like, it all comes down to this, and it's one simple thing: is that our focus should be to share the gospel, to lead people to Christ. It ultimately, like, my hope, my prayer would be that all people come to Christ. Will that happen? I mean, no. Like, that's a definite. Like, it's not going to happen that everyone will. But
and there's already a large number of people that's too late for.
Like past is past. But it doesn't mean that I'm not going to try. It doesn't mean that I'm not going to pray. It's not that I'm going to hope. It's not that I'm going to make myself available to be used by God to impact people's lives and lead them closer to Him. But it does mean that there are some things that, like, we just know that we can't do on our own, that there are, some things. And mind you, like, I've seen, like, recently, in the last, like, couple years, which, mind you, like, there's not, I'm in the Bible Belt and all that, there's not a whole ton of Muslims and stuff, but because I do live in a military town, there is, like, a mosque here locally, and things like that. But there has been a couple of Muslims that have converted to Christianity, and do I believe that God is trying to call people out and away from I would say these damaging beliefs, 100%. Do I think that it's going to happen overnight? No. And as Christians, our responsibility, our tasking is to be obedient to God, to seek His face, to dive deep in our relationship with Him, and then go from there. It does. And truthfully, I would say it's like the focus on obeying God is a much harder, it's like 90% of things I see wrong in the church. It's like, yeah, y'all say this, but truthfully, God is actually calling us to this standard, which when you really understand it, seems much higher. It's like people are like, talk about obey your parents. It's like, no, the Bible doesn't call us to obey our parents. It calls us to honor our parents, which is a much harder and higher standard for all parties involved.
Yes. Yeah, it is a higher.
And mind you,
which it's also very different because you can honor your parents and
there are cases where
them.
you
It's
can.
very difficult.
Yeah. And mind
But
you,
at
like
the same time, you can obey your parents and definitely not honor them.
Yeah, and like
it's a lot easier to do the latter than the earlier. By the way.
Yeah, and mind you,
I want
like
to make that clear.
Honoring your parents, like 9 times out of 10, does inherently involve obeying them.
I agree
90% of the time.
That is why I said it's very. That's why I say the latter is a lot easier than the former. It's a lot easier to obey your parents without honoring them than to honor your parents and disobey them. It's not impossible.
Why does God call
very difficult
that we are?
But I mean, you even see with also wives honoring your husband, with Sarah being used as an example. Sarah didn't always obey her husband. She also, by the way, was not the little quiet mouse who kept her mouth shut and stayed out of sight, out of mind. She was very active in the household and running things.
No, and mind you, she was not one to blatantly obey him and like because I really read through this.
The whole Hagar situation.
There was a Hagar thing, but I'm thinking about the Pharaoh stuff.
That's later on. You're thinking the midwives, which are even later on, but are praised
no. With
Pharaoh.
No, yeah, Moses went before Pharaoh at one point, or not Moses, not Moses. Abraham went before Pharaoh and another king. He did this twice, mind you. So did Isaac, which is just one of those like I'm certain your mother told you about these stories.
Certain your father told you about these stories.
like, are you dumb? But like, and she was open and honest and told people, hey, like, yeah, I am. I mean, technically, yes, she was Abraham's cousin. We won't get into that. And Crazy Smile, could you re-explain that question? I'm not quite understanding it. But she said, like, hey, he is my husband, like, notachi. And then they would basically be like,
to be fair,
like, why the heck did you do that?
Well, both cases was after some sort of affliction affected the king, but
that is true. And like, I mean, I'll admit, like, there is, again, there are layers, and it's just like, like this is one of the things that I often say is like, oftentimes we want to talk about the wife's job, but very, very rarely do we really talk about the husband's job. We don't deal with the issues of men not standing up to lead like we should. And mind you, I say like we should because that doesn't necessarily mean you take the forefront.
Husbands, love your wives as yourself.
Yep. As Christ loves the church, specifically, which is...
Oh, yes, which is definitely not how most men love their wives.
There's a reason why...
men who are key in the church.
Yeah, like, there's a lot to that, of how God interacts and deals with us, and like as well. It's important that it says, it doesn't say as you, not necessarily as you love yourselves, because actually we're supposed to love our neighbor. I think
that was another passage.
Yeah, there are 2 passages, but one of them specifically does say, as Christ loved the church. Why?
Which
Because
is
we
a
can
very
love ourselves.
high standard.
Yeah, that is I can tell you I do not love myself to the level that Christ loved the
I
church.
can also tell you that it means that you are not to be stereotypically masculine from a Western standpoint, because Christ was very tender towards the church. He was very kind and empathetic towards the church.
Yeah. Well,
Traits that
so this
are
is the thing, though.
condemned in the West.
I actually think not necessarily. So I'll highlight this. So there was a whole debate on toxic masculinity, and my brother
Yes.
actually used a really, really good example of how to tell the difference. And that was the Tarzan movie. Tarzan and the main villain of that movie really show the two sides of masculinity. Tarzan showed a very healthy masculinity.
Yes.
While the enemy, and I can't remember his name at the moment, but the hunter showed a very toxic, very unhealthy masculinity of like, I am the best and or whatever. Like there's a lot of just negative attributes embodied in that man. And, that's where it's like,
Statement.
we sit down and we need to understand. And mind you, like life is a journey. It is a growing path. This is one of the things where it's like, truthfully, it's like, you're never going to be ready to be married, period, end of sentence. Like, it's just not possible. As much as the moment you think you're ready for marriage, you're not. That's called pride. And so you're not. But it's just like saying you've never committed a sin. You just lied. So there you go. But,
You joke about that, but there are people who do that.
Yeah. Crud. But it's all about careful consideration and like processing of stuff.
No, yeah, and I'm not wasn't talking about necessarily the toxic masculinity. I'm talking just things like traits like tenderness and compassion, so on, are traits that aren't exactly
it's
viewed as positive for men in the West, and this is even a new thing. This is a very old phenomenon.
Yeah. Well, so meekness is often respected as like an epitome for men. And so, and within meekness is a tenderness, because meekness is power under control. And a part of that, which, mind you, I think the issue as to why it is an issue in the West is because there is a level of men shouldn't ever show emotion. And that's the real issue. And that leads to us developing a lot of unhealthy habits in how we live. Because, like learning to control, understand, and master our emotions is massively important. It's difficult, I'll admit. Like, God knows I am awful at it.
By the way, people, suppressing your emotions is not mastering your emotions.
Yep. Nope. That's the thing, is we are taught as men that mastering your emotions is suppressing them, which is definitely false. That's what we're taught. It doesn't mean it's good. It doesn't mean it's healthy. And
yes.
This is one of the things.
And as a consequence, it creates emotionally stunted men who, quite frankly, don't have empathy. They're not tender. They're not compassionate, because those things require allowing yourself to have emotion to be. You can't be tender and emotionless at the same time. They're mutually exclusive, because tenderness is a very emotional act.
Yep. And that's one of many things I pray, I hope that the church impacts, which, mind you, I'm seeing a slow and steady movement of men in the church saying, and I mean, like, these are like manly, like manly men that are like, hey, you young guys, y'all need to like learn how to feel. Y'all need to, and are investing in young men and teaching them. Like, for some of these older guys, they've learned the lesson, but it's kind of too late for them to apply it.
I disagree with that.
Things.
It's hard for them to apply it, but I don't think you're ever too old to
apply
a
it
lesson.
in maybe specific areas of ministry that are really only available to
their kids. And
like there's some things like the past is the past, but it's like because it's really that investment in one generation. I mean, the Bible even talks about this. Like an investment into one generation will have multiple generations of impact, which is huge. And again, massively important, and something that as a church we should target, as a culture we should target, as a and like that's where I would even say, like, yes, we probably should in the United States invest a little bit more into mental health. I'm not necessarily saying that the degree of socialized medicine, but there is a degree of removing stigmas and dealing with cultural issues that I think, ironically, the government could help with, because the government is, as a whole, a messaging apparatus. It inherently has some messaging, some emphasizing of things that they can, if the president says something, a lot of people are going to listen to it. Mind you, a lot of other people are going to listen to it and say whatever he said is evil, no matter what they agreed with 10 years ago.
Almost as if politics are complicated.
Yep. And that is definitely one of the things where, like, I hope we can deal with their issue with that, but
politics are supposed to be complicated.
well, yeah, they're always going to be
Inherently,
complicated.
if your political system is simple, that means there's something horribly wrong.
Yeah.
Because it means you probably have a very inherently corrupt and evil governmental system that probably does not care about the people.
Or it is not, and this is only really for countries that are brand spanking new. It's not equipped to deal with corruption, because that's really, like, that's the big thing that any country should look out for, is how can we mitigate the risk of corruption. It's like security, site security. Or for a website, for any piece of software, whatever, your security risk is never zero. It is impossible to make a zero security risk application.
Well, there is a way to make a zero security risk application. It just doesn't do anything.
Well, that doesn't exist and it's not useful. So, no, you can't make a useful piece of software that has zero security implications, because inherently there's a human behind the wheel. The human is the least secure part of any security apparatus, actually.
That's true.
It's like we can make password managers, but if you give away your password, you're doomed. But a government should design itself around assuming corruption will seep in, because it will. Like, no matter how good you design it, it will happen. Eventually it'll get corrupt and eventually it'll implode. We're seeing that in the US today. Guess what? We'll see it in whatever the next country is. The history books will look back at it and be like, hey, there's more stuff.
It happened to the Egyptians, it happened to the Babylonians, the Chinese, the Romans, the Greeks, it happened to all of them.
It's happened to hundreds of thousands of nations, 100, over, 6,000 plus years.
The first empire, the Akkadians, fell due to corruption.
Yep.
The Egyptians would ultimately fall to foreign invading powers. They just got unlucky. Although they still had a lot of corruption that disabled their military and kept them from adapting effectively. Actually, the Bronze Age collapse, which is an apocalyptic event that is equivalent to I think the only thing in modern day that could create an equivalent event would be an actual nuclear war, in terms of just how bad it is for the people and civilizations. Evidence showed that was due to a lot of corruption. Primarily a person stealing another guy's wife and starting a full war or something like that.
Yeah.
Something like that, If you read the Iliad, you'll see what I mean. There's evidence that the Trojan War was the first step for the Bronze Age collapse, weakening the Rico states enough for the Sea Peoples to finish them off and opening up the rest of the Bronze Age world to the Sea Peoples invasion, wiping them out. Talk about a major corruption and abuse of power there.
Yep. But and that's again where it comes all back down to, as Christians, what should our response be? Well, it's like, hey, let's share the gospel. And yeah, there are some other political implications as well. And like, I think that you should vote with your conscience and things like that. And I think there is some stuff in this. I'm starting to wind down for the night, but oh snap. Okay, we just lost connection to the
Okay.
server.
It wasn't just me.
Okay, well that's kind of where we're gonna have to end it tonight. So
I
I
guess.
guess without further ado, this is Nikolai signing out. God bless y'all. I do hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your night. And I will see y'all. I will not see y'all tomorrow. I have a family event, so I will probably see y'all Tuesday. No videos coming out this week because I just didn't have time to prep one out. But I got some fun ideas already scheduled for the future. Adios. And go to my. I gotta make a button for my end scene.